I like the Swiftwind. Swiftwind's good. Good name. Not a bad name, Swiftwind. I'll let Rurik know. Maybe he'll be able to carve some decorations to match. And we gained some more skill points, and we got an achievement even. Commission the construction of a new longship. Lovely. And we gained skill points. I want to see if we can get anybody else trained in medicine. We also need to make sure that everybody has heavy sleeper, because that skill seems to be very helpful. Now, where is medicine? Healing. Governed by sense. Heal followers during camping and combat. So Kettle definitely wants to upgrade that, and he can afford it. So we now have 2 skilled healers. You could, in fact, get to level 3. And I see that being your most useful skill, so yes, we will accept that. Then I'm going to double check to make sure that everybody has got heavy sleeper. Oh, you don't. Well, shoot. You don't. You should. Okay, so the only one that doesn't have heavy sleeper, annoyingly, is my medic. And Mordred now has 18 skill points to spend. Leadership? I mean, that's basically what you do, so yes. And then Asleifer also has a bunch more. Shield block chance increased by 18. Defend action shield is impervious to damage while defending. Ooh. That does sound like it could be handy. And for you, I think I just want to upgrade your spear ability so you can stab more good. Smack an adjacent target for 50% damage, making them concussed. And then take 1 step away without incurring an attack of opportunity. Or we upgrade one of your camp skills. No, I think fighting skill should go first for you. That is definitely the biggest thing that you bring to the table. Then Kettle doesn't have any. Okay. So that's everything done here. Holger Dansker's statue in the basement of one of the famous castles set to come to life and defend Denmark in time of need. Or Tordenskjold, Thundershield, one of the most famous naval officers in Scandinavia. Thundershield's a cool name too. This campsite definitely seems to be the best one. And there doesn't seem to be any downside for just pushing ourselves. You've been hiking for a few hours when up ahead you notice 2 people travelling in the same direction as you, albeit at a slower pace. The older of the 2, a man with hollow cheeks and a scar across his lips, steps in front of his companion. Move along, we don't want any trouble. Let's take a look. Their homespun clothes are dank and dirtied from the road and devoid of colour or design. They have the lean strength of people accustomed to hard work and meagre fare. You seem to be travelling a hard path. Who are you? Travellers down on their luck, and we want nothing from you. Please, just leave us alone. You're thralls, aren't you? Escaped, most likely. His dismay is painted in broad strokes on his aging face. We are freed men. We just want to find a fresh beginning for ourselves. I'll give you some rations. I have quite a bit. His surprise is evident as he accepts your offering. His weathered face relaxes into a sincere and heartfelt smile. Thank you. His kindness is too much. Thank you. You take your leave of the pair in high spirits, bolstered by their gratitude. Wherever they're going, they will at least have food for the coming leg of their journey. Sunrise, so it's getting light again, and then we're going to rest here for the night. So we're not exhausted when we arrive in the marsh. Now, hopefully, fingers crossed, all of our injuries have been healed. Yes. Ah, good. Good, 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 good. Well, in that case, Adis, you can continue cooking. You are mostly the guard, although we do have some stuff that could do with repairs. Particularly the shield that you are currently using, and also the helmet. Oh, you can only repair once a day. Ha, okay. Okay. And Gunnar, you can now do something more of the day. Ketil, you are a tinker. And there are a bunch of useful items here. This is the tinkering menu, where your herdmen will use crafting resources to build throwable items, consumable items, and traps for use in combat. Each rank of the tinker skill unlocks new items. To see what the item does, hover over the icon and read the tooltip. If you have the skill to build the item and you have the resources required, simply click on it and press Tinker Item. Torch illuminates the immediate surroundings, making it easier to hit adjacent, target flammable objects, start a fire. Water skin, splash of water big enough to put out fires on the target hex. Increases strength for 3 turns. Used twice for double the effect, but this reduces finesse and sense. Boards and poles serve as an obstruction that can be used as low cover against ranged attacks. A barricade for you could be useful. Caltrops. Fills an area with sharp spikes which slow down an enemy attempting to walk across them. Restores 30 to 40 hit points at the end of every turn for 3 turns, but slows the user by 2 moves while the effect lasts. That would be good too. Extracts some of the more interesting fungi of Northern Europe to strengthen your attacks at the expense of caution. And a strong rope tied across the ground to literally trip up unwary enemies and knock them flat on their face. I mean, the trap is pretty cheap. Go ahead and make me a tripwire. Nephew is scouting. Mordred is guarding. Gunnar is guarding. It's not that important. I think I'd rather have you hunting, actually. And then Nefia for the... Who's our preserver? Idis. We need more meat to preserve into rations. Alright, so we'll just hunt twice. So we'll bring back 4 meat or so. Right, you can do 3 hunts. Nefia can do 3 scouts. Or 2 hunts and a scout. And Roskva can do anything. Witchcraft. Witchcraft converts herbs into medicine, which can be used with treating injured herdmen. Herbs cannot be used for anything in and of themselves, except, of course, to make a nice, hot cup of tea. This score shows the total resulting medicine. Each shift a herdman can convert 1 unit of herbs into medicine per rank of witchcraft. Okay, so we do want you doing that. Making us 6 medicine. Because we have quite a few herbs that need to be converted. We did a ton of looting. Okay, that seems good to me. And we will be tapping into our rations. Okay, we don't have as many rations as I kind of thought we did. I do like that this is animated. That's pretty cool. When dinner is ready, Aslefa scoops up a big spoonful of stew and sits down next to Roskva. The warrior appears to be in an unusually good mood. Roskva, is it true your teacher is a Valraven? I don't know. Could be. But you lived with her, yes? Roskva nods without looking up from her bowl. You never saw her turn into a raven and fly off in the night? The young witch stares silently into the distance for a moment before replying. There was this one time I awoke to the sound of wings. She looks up at Aslefa with a gleam in her eyes. I was sure it came from inside the home, but there was no bird, and when I lit the candle, and Hulda wasn't in her bed either. The young witch shrugs and turns her attention back to the food. When I woke up in the morning, she was there again, sleeping like normal. That settles it then. She is clearly a Valraven. How does that settle it? There must have been a nightmare. For all you know, she may have got up to piss, and the bird happened to take off outside to wake the girl up. Believe what you will. The crone always had the look of a shapeshifter about her. Roskva's story is enough to convince me. How about you, Mordred? You think the Hulda is a shapeshifter? I'm gonna say I don't know one way or another. Which is probably going to placate nobody. Bavenon coming in with an 8-month resubscription. Thank you very much for the ongoing support there, Bavenon. Appreciate it. You know what? I'm going to say yes, because Nefia's already loyal. Aslefa isn't. Aslefa looks thoroughly vindicated. Just as I said, we should keep an eye on the old woman the next time we are home. Who knows what she did to earn that curse? Roskva smiles into her stew. All of the herdmen have eaten, 7 of the herd have become well rested. Your scouts have found something of interest nearby. We gained 11 meat, and we used 7 rations. Okie dokie. Right, because you use meat first before rations, so we didn't actually use any of our rations, I think. And we're still pretty early on, so we're good. 3 of the crew are now pleased. Where's morale showing? There. Aslefa is still hesitant. Determines the confidence of a character on a scale of -10 to +10. Affects physical and mental resistance. Okay. Now, did my construction finish? Yes. So we have now built the level 1 farm. So we have 15 prosperity now. We can, in fact, afford to upgrade the mead hall. I don't think I want something that takes too long, though. Like, the mead hall taking 2 weeks is a long time. Whereas palisades are pretty quick. I kind of feel palisades might also be useful. Higher quality armor would also be nice. I'm always going to prioritize armor. It's just how I fight. It would take a week. This could mean that we'll have better armor when we potentially leave. We did say that we were going to try to prioritize getting the Folkmoot. The Folkmoot comes with power rather than prosperity. Also earns us a steady income versus having a new trader in town. And we want to make sure that we have enough wood stocked up for a big construction project when we leave. But I do feel like we want to have something ticking over and building now. So I don't think I necessarily want something that will take only 4 days. I don't know, of these I feel like I would do the market. Although, as I've said before, I don't tend to buy stuff in these games. Money is usually used for like upgrades and resources. But then traders can give access to new stuff, which I might purchase if it's interesting enough. Depends what the trader is. Or we could upgrade the healer. More herbs a week. Rations we can gain just by hunting and preserving, and we're pretty good at that. Herbs are a bit harder. This will give us a little bit more prosperity as well. Because thralls are a one use only. Respect. Wood. Wood. And then onwards to the marsh. Okay, so it's probably going to be this crew as usual. Adis just doesn't hit hard enough. Although, you know what? Before we do this, do we have another weapon that she could use? Because the reason she's hitting like a damp squib is because she's still using the tool axe. We haven't found any better axes. It's also part of the problem with him. 53 to 63 damage, whereas like our spearman 64 to 69. And you're 21 to 26. Like Mordred does double the damage that you do. You're also not armoured, but I think that's mostly because we could switch Vigender's armour if we needed to. Right, then the other thing is we do have a bunch more of these that we could use. And I think that you want the water skin and the caltrops. Alright, let's do this. By the way, Mordred, did you hear they're supposed to be releasing the next Ambenar update at the end of April? Might be the Hallis version, which is really good. Awesome! Yes, I had heard, I think people in chat were talking about that during the Ambenar stream on Wednesday. Good, I always like it when they open a new part of the map. Alright, we are now in the swamp. Let's throw in a quick save. 28. Continue. Oh, there's a dead guy. Oops. Numbing tincture, that is another heal. Item, let's go and grab one of those for you. Oh, there was actually a body up there. Let's just grab that because I forgot to turn on the auto search. The body of a young woman in the clothes of a thrall. She appears to have floated down the creek until she landed here. Huh. Oh, there's somebody over there. Vranga Vetson. The man in front of you is covered in mud. His lanky physique and watery eyes evoke the image of a drowned rat. You there, friend! Yes, you! You look like a strong, capable sort. Could you help a poor, stranded traveller? Vranga? Surprise flickers across his face. Yes? I've been looking for you. His arrow narrows with suspicion. Why, if I may ask? Brana sent me. What did she tell me? Who is this person again? Your wife told me about what you've done. That crazy Pjaka! Isn't it enough she set our house on fire? She also sent people after me. Wait, she set the fire? Yes, I barely managed to escape and flee the city. That's quite a story. I may have made mistakes, but do I deserve to die? But you just said that she set the fire. You seem to have just implicated yourself there, buddy. Also, you ran. She didn't. What then? You're coming back to Riba with me. Ranga sizes you up for a moment, then a blur of motion he spins around and tries to run. Not so fast. Ranga bolts into the gloom, his panicked footfalls slap against the wet ground, receding into the distance as he vanishes from sight. Off he goes. What about all the supplies? Can we take them? Quest log is updated. Tell Brana of Rana's fate. Okay, so he got away. Oh, and then there's more people over here. Kettle holds up his hand, abruptly signalling a halt. Quiet! Look there, just ahead! There are fresh grooves in the mud, and even untrained eyes can pick out the tracks of a sizable group. Just ahead you hear the sound of voices and see the glint of firelight through the trees. We don't know who they are. We should be hidden. You count more than 10 people in the group ahead. As you hide between the brambles, however, you notice that 4 of them are clapped in chains and under guard. Their shoulders are hunched in defeat and their eyes full of fear. Look at the shields and guard, Mordred. Those are Squirrel's men. Can't just leave them here. What should we do? For the time being, we have the element of surprise as you crouch hidden amongst the thorns. We have the advantage. Let's use it. Most of the hunters are clustered around the campfire. They're talking amongst themselves about paying special attention to the large man with a scar on his chin and the sinewy woman with a fur collar. Apart from the rest, further in the warming glow, 4 chained thralls are overseen by a miserable-looking hunter. Can't let the prisoners come to harm. Kettle knocks and draws his bow and takes aim. I can take out the hunter near the thralls before he has a chance to touch them. Take the shots. Looks like those guys are on our side for now. There is something wrong with... Oh, those are brambles. Oh, wow. Mordred, you can make it all the way over to here? First of all, let's make sure that I can get through. There we go. Okay. Next!